Yeah. For a minute early.
No.
Right
Right
now.
now.
He was missing some.
Good evening, everyone. This meeting is being held in accordance with the public laws of 1975, Chapter 231. Excuse me. An adequate notice of this meeting has been provided by a notice sent to the Asbury Park Press, the Two River Times, and the Star Ledger, and posted in the main lobby of the municipal building and on the municipal website. OPMA authorizes municipalities to conduct public meetings through use of streaming services and other online meeting platforms. The Red Bank Council is meeting in person, as well as providing an option for the public to participate via Zoom video meetings. Please note that the option to attend is being provided as a courtesy. Therefore, if Zoom becomes unavailable during the meeting, it cannot quickly be fixed. Council will continue with the remainder of the meeting. For those joining us via Zoom, please raise your hand during designated times to be recognized for a comment. Whether you are appearing in person or via Zoom, you must provide your name to be recognized. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please, Mary.
Councilmember Bonatakis here. Councilmember Cassidy.
Present.
Councilmember Tracy Blackwood here. Councilmember Forrest.
Present.
Councilmember Janone. Here. Deputy Mayor Triano. Here. Mayor Portman.
Here. We have a couple of proclamations to read, so I'll get right to it. First up is a proclamation in recognition of Italian American Heritage and Cultural Month for October of 2025. Whereas each October, we honor and celebrate the rich heritage, culture, and contributions of Italian Americans whose ancestors journeyed into the United States seeking new opportunities and in turn helped shape the nation's history. And whereas from 1820 to 2004, approximately 5.5 million Italians immigrated to the United States, and today there are nearly 17.8 million Americans of Italian descent, making up one of the nation's largest ethnic groups. And whereas Italian Americans have excelled in every field, including education, science, business, government, and the arts. Notable figures such as Enrico Fermi, John Basilone, Geraldine Ferraro, and countless others have left a lasting impact on our nation's progress and values. And whereas Italian immigrants and their descendants have played a critical role in building America's infrastructure, providing labor for factories, mines, and construction, and contributing to the economic and cultural fabric of our country while upholding a strong family values and community ties. And whereas the traditions, culture, and values brought by Italian Americans continue to enrich our communities and serve as a reminder of the importance of diversity, inclusion, and the contributions of all ethnic groups to the United States. Now, therefore, I, William Portman, Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the Council, hereby proclaim October 2025 as Italian American Heritage and Cultural Month in the Borough of Red Bank. Anthony, you want to film Brad? Yeah, it's good.
Yeah, thank you later.
Thank you for those guys.
Got a lot of hair. Huh? A lot of hair. I know, it's like we're doing steps.
All right, next up, we have a proclamation for LGBTQIA History Month plus History Month. Whereas October holds historical significance because in October 1979, the first LGBT National March on Washington occurred, marking the 10th anniversary of the Stonewall riots. And on October 11th, 1988, the first National Coming Out Day was celebrated. And whereas the month of October has been identified to remind all cultures within our wider community of the important roles LGBTQIA+ people have taken in shaping the social, cultural, historical, legal, and political worlds we live in today. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank support the rights, freedoms, and equality of those who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer, questioning, intersex, and asexual. And whereas LGBTQIA plus individuals have made and continue to make contributions to the cause of equality to strengthen the fabric of American society. And whereas the Borough of Red Bank appreciates and recognizes the importance of LGBTQIA plus History Month as an effective means of educating and calling to action our community members to work together by fighting prejudice and discrimination in their own lives. And whereas increasing visibility, raising awareness, and teaching LGBTQIA plus history fosters a welcoming community climate where LGBTQIA plus residents can live their authentic lives and be treated with dignity and respect. Now, therefore, I, William Portman, Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the council by the powers vested in me, do hereby proclaim October 2025 as LGBTQIA plus History Month in the Borough of Red Bank. And I urge all citizens to support and honor the LGBTQIA plus community during LGBTQIA plus History Month and all year long.
You did it.
Lots of other bills. Yeah, for the company, everything.
Yeah. Lots and lots of letters.
I just want to say thank you to Paul Savoy and Steve Camolis for all that they do for the LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He runs the facial.
We have one final proclamation. This is for Native American Heritage Month. Whereas since time immemorial, the indigenous peoples of the Americas have cultivated deep, vibrant cultures built on unique traditions, languages, and a professional connection to the land and a profound connection to the land and nature. And whereas the history and foundational strength of the United States have been significantly influenced by the ingenuity, resilience, and vast contributions of American Indians and Alaska Natives. And whereas we acknowledge and reflect upon the complex and often painful history that Indigenous communities have endured, including land dispossession, broken treaties, and cultural destruction. And whereas we recognize the strength, perseverance, and determination of Indigenous peoples who continue to assert their sovereignty, practice their heritage, and pursue justice. And whereas the hundreds of tribal nations in our country continue to enrich our society through their dynamic cultures, leadership, and diverse perspectives, strengthening the very fabric of our nation. And whereas this month provides an opportunity to honor and celebrate their traditions, achievements, and the history of Native Americans, and to recommit to upholding our trust and treaty obligations with tribal nations. And whereas it is vital to raise public awareness of the true history of Native Americans, celebrate their enduring legacies, and learn from their invaluable contributions to arts, science, philosophy, and environmental stewardship. Now, therefore, I, William Portman, Mayor of the Borough of Red Bank, on behalf of the council, by the powers vested in me, do hereby proclaim November 2025 as Native American Heritage Month in the Borough of Red Bank. And I urge all citizens to observe this month by celebrating and learning about the enduring heritage, culture, and contributions of Indigenous people through appropriate programs, ceremonies, and educational activities. And one other thing, we had an add-on, an appointment. We had a mayoral appointment to the Completed and Green Streets Committee, and that would be Boris Kaufman as a member. Next up, we have a presentation from the Red Bank Elks. They're giving the Enrique S. Camarena Award to Preston Malachi and Francisco Meta of the Red Bank Police Department.
On up.
On up. That mic works, this mic.
Yes.
Just a quick little background,
Here's your hit button. Red. There we go.
just a little quick background on Enrique Kiki Romero. He was a Mexican who worked for the United States Drug Enforcement Agency. The Guatemalan cartel hired police officers to kidnap him, where he was tortured for information and then killed. This happened about 40 years ago. So what the Elks do every year to commemorate, to recognize Enrique Kiki for all he did. We do something with our drug awareness program. This year, we're giving out 2 awards to 2 officers who dedicate their lives to helping out the community. And we thank them very, very much.
And got.
Can't remember what.
Right here. Get that head on a swivel, guys.
I just want to thank the mayor and council for their support in getting this on the agenda tonight. I want to officially congratulate Frank and PJ. All your hard work and dedication with keeping the community safe doesn't go unnoticed, obviously. Thanks to the Elks. You guys are great. You guys do so much for the community, for first responders, for underprivileged children, for families in need. I'm proud to be an Elk. I just want to say thanks. Thanks so much. Great turnout tonight by all you guys. Appreciate you.
Great, next up on the agenda, and you're welcome to hang, as always. Chill in the back. We're gonna get some really riveting municipal business. You sure? Wait, what'd I say? What happened? All right, thank you, guys. Then I have a motion to open the floor for public comment on agenda items only.
Make such a motion.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Public, the microphone is yours. Yes, I think that mic is working too, if you want, either one of them, but I think that one's working too.
It's
It'll do.
come into the box and press the
We
bill
buy a
button.
chair over
You're
to.
gonna clear a room too.
So,
There we go.
All right. Good evening, Mayor, Deputy Mayor, and members of the Red Bank Borough Council. My name is Sheila Hins, and I serve as Vice President of Operations at Hackensack Meridian Health Riverview Medical Center. Thank you for your continued support and for standing up for the community of Long Branch this evening by adopting a resolution against RWJ Barnabas health plans to move Monmouth Medical Center out of Long Branch. Your voice is loud and clear. Local residents shouldn't have to give up access to quality hospital care close to home. This decision to uproot an urban teaching hospital out of a medically underserved community doesn't just impact Long Branch. It negatively impacts the entire region, including Red Bank. When patients have to travel further for emergency, maternity, and other critical services, hospitals like Riverview and Jersey Shore Medical Center get thousands of displaced patients, which will impact increased wait times in our already congested emergency departments. We are grateful to the council for their vote tonight and for their understanding that healthcare is about people. It's about the mother who counts on access to maternity care close to home. It's about the senior citizen who requires timely cardiac care for the child who deserves to receive emergency care without delay. We will continue to stand shoulder to shoulder with you to do the right thing by advocating for continued access to care for all Monmouth County residents and ensuring communities like Red Bank and Long Branch have the hospital care they deserve right where they need it most.
Thank you.
thank you. Anyone else have any questions, comments? Anyone online, Jim? Yes, Mr. Pogu.
You're aware it's agenda items.
That microphone is working, sir. Yes.
Evening, Mayor and Council. I want to speak on a few items on there, and one of them is the Montana, issues about Montana. I mean, there are some things that are being addressed today about Montana. I also sent something to Mayor and Council through Mayor Moore. Okay, basically, the issue is that whilst Montana was doing work with Red Bank, there were certain issues about coordination of when streets were going to be closed and all that. I primarily myself did suffer some consequences out of that, and I think that there ought to be some more coordination about how things are done going forward. And I saw today that council had sent something about some kind of a project that's going to go where people are going to be canvassing the town to do things about resources, sharing resources with members of the public. Now, where that pertains to me is that the governing body has a policy of not talking to me, particularly because I have sued the town on occasion, and that there's still some that are going in terms of practically because, first of all, I cannot get over to the mayor to speak with the mayor like I used to do in the past. I still speak with the chief of police about coordinating things so things don't end up in court. I sent the material to you to make you aware that the national organization of the NAACP is pleased with my leadership. We set up something called Red Bank Talks, where we were dealing with people with Alzheimer's, we're dealing with financial literacy. And one of the things that you've embarked on is a property tax relief. It happens that what you're doing right now is quite late. Mary Ellen of the I've been basically doing the same thing. And Vin Gopal and Dr. Donlan and Luan Peter Paul have also been helping out with that. The ones that we're interested in are basically the seniors, okay, because State NJ and the ANCO and the PAS1, the deadline is October 31st. So if you guys are doing the same thing that we've been doing, there needs to be some kind of coordination to make sure that we reach as many people as possible. Now, I'm going to stop here because, I only have 5 minutes to, talk to mayor and council. But I'm urging you that if you still have the position that the governing body cannot talk to me because I sue, then it means that anytime that we have to do things, we have to. So that's all.
Okay, thank you. Anyone else have any questions or comments on agenda items only? Yeah, anyone online? No? Right, Karen? Oh, yeah. Right, just below the buzzer.
There we go. Yeah,
I
right
mean,
there.
just in time, right?
Buzzer.
Buzzer? What's this, right? Yeah.
4.
Four.
I would like to speak in support of.
Just state your name again.
Steve.
Hi.
I would like to speak in support of the Hackensack, the resolution that the woman presented before. I forget her name, I'm sorry. When you remove a hospital from a community, you leave that community destitute from those benefits. And like ours, we have Riverview. It is very much a community hospital, community. I hope to support her. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to close the public comment on agenda items only?
Make such a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the minutes from 10/9/2025?
I'll make that motion.
Can I have a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right, we have a couple of ordinances to introduce. First up is ordinance 2025-28 entitled an ordinance amending chapter 9 boards, committees and commissions of the borough's revised general ordinances to add a member of the borough's Shade Tree Committee to the borough's Complete and Green Streets Advisory Committee. Can I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-28
So moved.
on introduction?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bonatakis?
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy?
Yes.
Councilmember Facie Blackwood?
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest?
Yes.
Councilmember Janot?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Triano?
Yes.
And Mayor Portman.
Yes. Public hearing for this ordinance will be held on November 13th, 2025. And next up is ordinance 2025-29 entitled Ordinance Authorizing the Acquisition of a Permanent Public Access Easement Affecting a Portion of Riverview Medical Center's properties known as Block 11, Lot 1.02 and Block 9, Lot 33.01 in connection with the borough's ongoing efforts to secure continuous and contiguous public access to the Navasink River. Could I have a motion to approve ordinance 2025-29 on introduction?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Jinx.
Councilmember Bonatakis?
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy?
Yes.
Sorry.
Councilmember Facie Blackwood?
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest?
Yes.
Councilmember Janot?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Triano?
Yes.
And Mayor Portman.
Yes. Before we do the resolutions on the consent agenda, does anyone need to highlight anything on here or anything out?
Yeah, I would. You want to do a council report? Oh, I'll do it in my council report. Never mind.
Can I have a motion to approve resolutions 25-214 through 25-227 under the consent agenda?
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Councilmember Bonatakis?
Yes.
Councilmember Cassidy?
Yes.
Councilmember Facie Blackwood?
Yes.
Councilmember Forrest?
I want to make comment on 25
During.
25-26. So that's a resolution.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hey, Ben, you want to, I keep doing that. You want to do that in public comment or you?
I want to make a comment.
Okay.
On the resolution.
Gotcha.
I used to work in one branch and I've gone to Monmouth Medical for a variety of reasons over the years, including when my daughter was very sick, because they had a rather excellent neonatal program there when she was a baby. And Long Branch, part of the heart of Long Branch is Monmouth Medical Center, across from Fine Fair. It's right in the middle of town. Worked there a long time. It would be very destructive to the city of Long Branch to see that hospital move to a suburban location. I know there'll be some services there, but it's really quite disturbing that this is all being done with very little process to, as far as I can tell, nothing Long Branch, the citizens of Long Branch. And it's really an outrage. And so I'm very happy to be voting yes on that resolution. I think it's really quite upsetting because they're part of the community there. The whole part of Long Branch around that. There's a kind of Monmouth medical community there near the train station. And there's a lot of people in Long Branch in the summer months. I remember running a festival there when we had an emergency. It was nice having that emergency room right there. That's my comment, and I vote yes, Mayor.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you. Councilmember Janot?
Yes.
Deputy Mayor Triano?
Yes.
And Mayor Portman.
Yes. Yes. I have a motion to open up the floor for public comment.
So moved.
Can I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great. Anything else that's on your mind? Public? Yes, sir. Actually, I'm gonna have Steve will come up first and then we'll have Mr. Poku come back up.
Steve Act 135 Branch Avenue. Proceeded the false contract is being renewed And I think that's a wonderful thing. But I would like for the public to be able to understand exactly what it is that they do. And of course, without violating anyone's privacy. So it would be some aggregate data that would be useful to know how they're functioning, what they do.
One step ahead of you.
Always.
Yeah, we reached out to Paul, so they're gonna be presenting in next council meeting with that data. Obviously, just to, up against some contract deadlines and to make sure that the service is not, there's no gap in service.
But we agree.
But we agree, and
We'll need to know.
they'll be here.
Okay, well, I'm happy that you,
Yeah.
there are the things I want to fight with you about. Another thing, while I'm here. The Parks and Rec is getting the money from the
Cannabis.
cannabis organizations. And I think that by the end of the year, it should be time for some accounting as to how much, what it's being used for. I'd like to see that happen as well.
That's fair.
Sure.
And I'm glad that you're ahead of me on that one too.
I had an answer for you too, but I'll wait.
Recreation Trust, right?
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Proko?
First and foremost, I'd like to comment a little bit on parliamentary procedure. You just heard Mr. Forrest make some comments about how he felt before he did his vote. I think that you could probably modify the way that you present material. That first, the person moves and then there's a second. This is basically basic Robert's rule of order. After that comes on, you would want to find out whether there are any comments to be made. So Mr. Forrest's comments should have come before you were getting ready to divide the house. What happens then is that those comments might sway other people, to perhaps vote in a certain way. And I heard Mr. Mayor, you saying that would he want to do the comments in the public section? I think you just want to do that in reverse, because there's a chance to sway. And that brings me to one of the other comments in that. When Suzanne Favati was presenting to the governing body about the projects that were coming, it was always something being pitched to the public. 5 minutes to try to interact, sway, it's not enough. And we don't have any forums outside of people trying to speak to this governing body. So it almost becomes like you've already made up your mind that you're gonna move in a certain direction, and it doesn't matter what the public says. And then coupled with the fact that someone like me doesn't have access to either try to sway you or not. I mean, I had that in the beginning when I used to get over to the mayor on his Monday meetings. One time I tried to meet up with council in the library, and I was told that they were not supposed to speak with me. So it's come to a point where it appears that the only way to try to sway and get things done.
Mr. Poku.
Yes.
You're more than welcome to come back to first of all, can the mayor and council hold open office hours and talk to everyone? You are a particularized case because you have pending litigation against the town that after you went to the mayor's office hours, then I saw in your conversation with him in court paperwork that was filed later. So the only reason you're not allowed to talk to the mayor and council, so everyone in the room is clear, is because you have multiple pending lawsuits against the town And I told my clients that they shouldn't talk to you because what they're saying to you in good faith, trying to help you out in the town, is ending up in court filings against the town. So like you have a very particularized case. If you want to come back to council office hours, just drop all the lawsuits you have against the town, and then you can show back up like all the other residents who haven't sued the town multiple times, who have a legitimate issue. So I just want to be clear, you're saying like we're shutting you out. You were shutting yourself out by bringing multiple lawsuits against the town that are frivolous, and then using the council office hours to try to further those legal interests that I can't let you do. So I don't have anything against you personally. We just hung out the other day in the street together, right? But we can't have it both ways. So if you drop all the lawsuits, you're just another citizen like everybody else that all these people help every day and every office hours. So I mean, I just wanted everyone in the room to be clear that, we're not singling you out. The only reason you have a different situation is because you're a litigant, a serial one, frankly. And if you just drop all that, then we can all just go back to normal. That's where the borough's at on it. So, I respect you. I talked to you the other day on the street, but that's where it's at. It's not personal to you beyond the fact that you're a litigant.
Okay, so may I respond to that? Okay, so I have a situation where, as an analogy, to mail a piece of paper from here to California costs you maybe 75 cents. Mail that same thing across the street is 75 cents. Somehow it's subsidized. I've told the governing body that we have a situation where there's something called the ADP, which affects long-term residents of Red Bank, in the sense that the new people coming in cause property values to go up sky high, and therefore there's a tax liability that the ordinary person is not able to stomach. And eventually what happens is that it removes people of color. That's almost finished, in the sense that a large population of Black folks that used to live in Red Bank are gone. The next will be ordinary white folks, and pretty soon we'll have a situation where only billionaires will be able to live here. And I'm saying that as a governing body, you have the ability to put in place certain things, like the governor's done, stay NJ to keep seniors in all of New Jersey. There's something called the Freeze Act. That's not mentioned in this thing that you sent out. The stuff that you sent out talks about stay NJ, anchor, and senior freeze. There's something called the Freeze Act. And I spoke with Christopher Wong of the Monmouth County Board of Taxations, and explained all that to him, that the courts, Mara Sunda of the tax court, has ruled that the Freeze Act is applicable in tax situations. Monmouth County has adopted a certain attitude that it does not matter. So because of that, people are not able to get respite, and their taxes keep on going up and up. That's what the lawsuit is about. And you're asking me to drop it when, as my job as the president of the NAACP, my job is to bring up economic equity and all that stuff. And if there's something that affects the ordinary people that live in Red Bank that needs to be addressed, then we need to have a forum to talk about it, not 5 minutes. And then you have 1 hour to have Susan providing pitch to us. And then she says, whatever is happening in Red Bank is happening every place else. We're not unique. Yes, we are unique, because Red Bank is a sea in an ocean of Republican, government bodies all around. This is the only democratic, enclave in here. And we need to keep it so, if we can help it. And when the Voting Rights Act was being oral argued, recently, it talked about the impact of race on redistricting, and that the government has the ability to do things. Section 2 of the Voters' Right considers race. I'm telling you, consider what has happened in Red Bank. Black folks are gone. The next folks to go will be ordinary white folks.
Thank you. Does anyone else have any comments or questions?
Jimmy Dart, 40 Western Third Avenue, Red Bank. I'm trying to think of this. The question I have for you, you got a lot of apartment buildings around here. And I always said you need more and more. You got a lot of people need places to stay. Even these new apartment buildings coming, they only build sometimes 4 or 5 affordable apartments. Why they don't, y'all, the council, go gather up and say, how many empty apartments are around here? And say, take these people that need a place and put them in there, instead of just keep building and building. And you can hear stories, there's a lot of empty apartments around here. They say you'd be surprised, look up sometimes, so there's a lot of empty places, no curtain, nobody lives there. So instead of just keep building and building, take some of these people that need it. If you got 15 apartments, just go ahead and make it affordable so people can get off the street and have somewhere to live. Second thing, these people come in here, they build and build, they get tax rate 5, 10, 15 years. You got Pookie and Ray or Sunshine, don't get no tax break. So they in dire need. And you can freeze taxes, let people keep keep coming out, you need more and more money all the time. And every time it come up, they tell you, right up the street, you need more parking space. You got all the parking space in the world. And the more buildings you put, and it should be where everybody, you got the unfortunate people don't get no breaks. And you hear it's in the newspaper, it's in the news, and it's just like I always say, it's a lifestyle, rich and famous. They get richer and richer, the poor get poor and poor. If you all the time, you run by, I need a place, I don't got a place. But I always say, just like the building right up here. I know it's empty apartments in there. I only had to go in there. So give these people a chance to have a better life instead of just keep pushing them off to the west side. And they are voters just like anybody else. And it's really sad to see this when you see a person walking around with a knapsack or a cart, say, I don't have a place, but somebody should just come in. Because it's the same thing going on year after year. I hate to even see him say, I don't have a place to stay. But then when you see these new buildings popping up, you got old buildings that's empty. And I think somebody need to really start looking into this, because these people building buildings, they get tax breaks 5, 10, 15 years, but the little person don't get nothing. Every time I say the same thing over and over. Sometimes I don't even want to ask them, because I say the new buildings popping up, even though by the train station, they keep pushing and pushing for this, but they want what they want. But I never hear none of them say, instead of 4, look, I got 15 apartments. I'm gonna take these people off the street, but nobody don't want them. And I would say, once they don't live here, they want to dictate to the people who live here and say it's not true. But I would say, how can you say something when you don't live here, you don't experience? But I hope the whole council will come out and start looking into this, because you're giving these people too many breaks. And a lot of people, it's bad when you see people sleeping on the street. Not just the winter, but year round. And I hope y'all will take this into consideration. Thank you.
Thank you, Jimmy.
Can I respond to Jimmy just briefly?
Sure.
Yeah, hey, Jimmy, first of all, thank you, just so you know. Just a couple things, because I just want to defend this council a little bit. This town welcomes shelters. This town welcomes warming centers. Other towns in this region don't. And I just want to say that this council and these people, I agree with you. There is no reason for anyone in this country to be homeless. And whatever we can do to help allow those services a space in our town, we have done it. As far as empty apartments, that's someone else's property. We can't take them and tell them what to do with it. That's the only thing on that.
I know it's not, I'm just saying, not talk over you, but I know it's not like that. But you got.
No, I know.
But sometimes you got younger people, you got some older people. Some people been here 100 years old. You can, in some places, it's empty, and they're gonna stay empty. So why let a building stay? You got 10 apartments. And you really get out here and just walk around and talk to people. Somebody said, come here, I'm gonna talk, I'm gonna tell you something. And you know what, see, people don't think you have 2 eyes, you don't really talk to people. But it's really sad when you see somebody sleeping in the car, gas running all the time. And it's really on foot patrol, I call it foot patrol. And you look around here, some people stop and talk to you. This is not just 1 year, going back almost 5, 8, 9 years. It's the same thing all the time. And people say, you don't sleep, I sleep, but and I say, you understand what I'm trying to say. But it's sad when somebody burns the gas in their car to stay warm.
I agree.
And I'm saying it's y'all the council, and one other thing, since we had this open, is the zoning board. This is what I want to know. Do all the people on the zoning board, do they live here in Red Bank?
Yes.
They all live here, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But y'all have more authority than the zoning board, right?
On certain things,
Not certain.
on certain things.
But I'm just saying this because that's a sad commentary. And I always said, keep going. And like they said, more you're gonna see out here. And I'm saying sometimes people don't go outside the street and walk around sometime. Not this Monday through Sunday. You will see a lot of people in there at nighttime with the thing burning gas. And I'm just saying, this is what I see. I'm not speaking for y'all, but the people say, I'm homeless. I ain't got no place to stay. And they say, I don't want a shelter. I want a place of my own where I can go to the bathroom, wash, and everything. And I know it's their property, but I'm saying, you give back to somebody, like the man upstairs said, you give back, the more you get in return. Thank you.
Appreciate your heart, Jimmy.
Anyone online, Jim?
No, sir.
No? Anyone else have any questions or comments? Okay, can I have a motion to close the public comment?
Make such a motion.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right. Christina, you got anything for us?
Very happy to support the resolution tonight regarding the Long Branch Hospital move. I don't think it's the right choice for our region. Just wanted to say that. And in other news, the Historic Preservation Commission, I've been talking at a lot of meetings about the development of their design guidelines, which will govern our historic districts. So Broad Street, Washington Street, that is close to its approval process. It's available right on the front page now of the borough website. So it's really, really beautiful. So I encourage you to take a look. But specifically, they will also be hosting an event at the library on Thursday, November 13th. So mark it on your calendars, 6:30 p.m. So that's going to be the commission and the architect and planner, Stephen Smolan, who has assisted in the process of creating those design guidelines. Again, very beautiful. So they wanted to talk to residents about what that will mean, the implementation of these design guidelines, what that will mean for residents with historic. So definitely encourage people to take a look at the guidelines that are there now, again, close to final draft, and attend the library event. Thank you.
Thank you, David.
First, I'm going to acknowledge, we have a member of Troop 67 in the back earning their a citizenship badge by attending. A young man who was born at Monmouth Medical, same as his dad. And I'm proudly pass this resolution. And if services do leave that community, I hope that they know they're welcome here in Red Bank. And we welcome them with open arms, and we'll do a weekend to preserve services from what limited platform we have here in our community. But hopefully they're preserved down there in Long Branch. It's a great facility. I guess I built my happiest memory there. So I hope that generations to come get the same privilege. I want to just acknowledge as well, that we honored LGBTQIA History Month. I've used this platform at times to speak on behalf of our residents in that community. And it's just so necessary because a lot in government aren't willing to speak about it at the moment, or at least around here. Some of our surrounding communities. I remember watching a president laugh about the AIDS crisis on television. I remember people marching on the streets because drug companies wouldn't put forth the funding to make life-saving medication available to people dying in mass. And people fought. And I'm thinking of my son because the other night we sat and we were listening to records and I was showing him one from the early 90s and I had a pink triangle that said silence equals death. And I said to him, you have to know what that means. And it's our job to make sure our kids, no matter where we come from, no matter what community we stand in, understand that people fought and died for those rights. And right now, progress has been stifled. We are stepping backwards in this country. And I say, fuck that.
Amen. Damn right.
So I'm proud of our town. I'm proud of our community. I love you. And you're welcome here every day of the week and then some.
Damn
Till the
right.
end of time. And any chance I have to fight alongside you and for you, we will.
Damn right.
All of what Dave and Christina said. And I'm pleased to report that the Shade Tree Committee installed a tree as part of the tree canopy project. This was their test tree. Step through the process, see what changes have to be made. And it was located on a residential property on Drummond Avenue. And as it turns out, Drummond Avenue, yeah, the one by going towards Newman Springs Road. They are targeting that street. They'll be sending a letter to the homeowners saying, you know, that we want to increase the tree canopy on the street, and they will provide instructions and steps to give you a tree to plant in your front lawn to help build the tree canopy in town. So, you know, they're on their way with that, I'm pleased to say. The Complete and Green Streets Advisory Committee met last Friday, and through that, we added another member to the committee, which would be a member of the Shade Tree, doing more of the green part of the committee. And I'm happy to see we have the group going door to door, talking about what services are available to residents. Today, Jim and I had a meeting to discuss community solar for the town. You know, it's just in the beginning phases, so, you know, be on the lookout or listen up for information for next year. And I'll just drop this little bit of information. There are 51 people in town who have signed up for community solar already, but I think we do need to increase that number. You get an automatically, it's like 20% off your bill, and with electricity rates rising, it's worth looking into. Council hours are still ongoing, Wednesdays 10 to 12. Ben and I are usually there, so feel free. It's a drop in, no big deal. Just come in, say hi, or bring your list of concerns. I'll be happy to help. Thank you. That's all, Mayor.
Thank you. Ben?
I think I'll start out with some Parks and Rec stuff. Amazing Halloween parade. Perfect weather, big turnout. The Recreation Department would like to thank everyone, particularly River Center, for putting together activities and entertainment. The Red Bank Regional Marching Band, the Red Bank Middle School, the Charter School, Pipes and Drums of the Atlantic. They're always awesome, those guys. Were we marching behind them?
Yeah, we were.
Let's see, I thought it was nice also the new staff, you know, we had some, because Oscar couldn't make this parade, we had some new people out there coordinating things, and it seemed like it went pretty well to me. By the way, adult basketball is starting Mondays and Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Also, the recreation, winter sports, and indoor soccer registrations are currently underway. So, Steve, you can sign up. And you. Let's see. I guess the Monmouth medical business, you know, I find it kind of amazing that you hear all these stories here on this dais about that Long Branch Hospital, because it is a very good hospital. And, you know, it's kind of funny, we live in a town with a hospital, but we have a lot of stories about the other town's hospital, or should I say the city's hospital. And think about that, the city's hospital is just gonna up and leave. That's my remarks, Mr. Mayor, thank you.
Thank you. Laura?
Your mic on? Your
Yeah.
mic's on.
Push that.
Go. I wanted to echo what my fellow councilwoman people said, but being a nurse, and I had both my babies in Monmouth Medical. Also had cancer treatment at Monmouth Medical. It's a really phenomenal medical center, and I'm sad to see it move. I know they're moving the cancer over to the Chicken Falls location, but it serves an underserved area, and it has lots of clinics too. Working at Monmouth Monmouth University all those years, we always put our students in the clinicals in Monmouth Medical because it is a great institution, great learning institution. I also wanted to point out that part of our resolution included Medicare for all, which has been something that I think Kate started a little while back, right? And there's been some.
I started Medicare for all, yes.
Yeah, it's a long time ago. But, and I have to speak in favor of that. Being a nurse, teaching health policy for many, many years, There's 24 million people that rely on the Affordable Care Act right now. The whole government shut down about this. 4 million plus people across the country may lose their health care if the HCA tax credits expire. And how will this be felt in Jersey? One in 4 people with chronic conditions may lose coverage. 1.6 million children will suffer as a result of steep prices, losing access to essential services. Over 98% of the average amount of annual premium costs will be increased for people who even have insurance. For those of you who own companies or work for districts or whatever job you have, you know that we have to keep putting in more and more money. I have at Monmouth University the whole time too. So you get a raise, and what do you do when you're giving it for your health insurance? So you're not really getting a raise, right? And 3.3 million people, small business owners and self-employed people, will be impacted by this. So it's really important that we stand up for healthcare within our country, besides research for AIDS and cancer and everything else that's been held up.
Yeah, that's New Jersey alone.
Yeah.
3.3 million.
Yeah, that's just New Jersey statistics. So I feel very strongly about that also. Back to other things. So yesterday, the Parker Clinic had a vaccine clinic free for people in our community and surrounding communities. We gave over 63 vaccines there. I was there volunteering. The health department was there, Parker Clinic, and then they had one of the charitable pharmacies for people who had insurance. So that was happy to see that. We went down to Atlantic City the other day, and we're going to be honoring Kathy Reardon, but I want to bring it up again. She's like the greatest primary school nurse ever. Paul was there. She happened to be a student of mine way back when too. Not that it had anything to do with that, but she was a great nurse when she was long before she came there. So anyhow, it was good to celebrate her, and we'll celebrate her again at our November meeting. Mayor's Wellness, there's a lot going on with Mayor's Wellness. We're having the Red Bank Primary School. We're having a mental health for parents on, that's next week, next Tuesday at 6 p.m. And that will have lots of talks about mental health. We're going to have puppies there. We're going to have lots of yoga, lots of things for people surrounding mental health. I'm looking forward to that. And then on November 22nd, we're having a turkey giveaway at St. Anthony's Church at 9 a.m. We've got non-perishable foods, hopefully turkeys. We just found out SNAP money got taken away too. But we'll get it together, guys. And so that's another, and there'll be lots of resources there for people in the community. That's Mayor's Wellness. And then library had their meeting. Steve, maybe you could I'm trying to remember some of the things we talked about. We talked about a lot, right? They have so much going on there. So they have.
You have the glow party coming up this weekend for the kids.
Yes.
They're having those glow parties they're a hit.
Yeah. And they're working on, the elevator's working, which is a good thing. I always like to bring up the elevator as long as it keeps working.
That's right.
Because it was broken for so long. And then animal welfare, just tonight, there's like so much going on in town tonight. I was coming here and thinking of all the things going on, but
there's night out.
Witches night out, and then they're having patchwork for wildlife over at the senior center. A speaker from Rutgers is talking, and 48 people signed up for that. So I was really happy to hear that with a professor from Rutgers talking about patchwork for wildlife. And I think that's it.
Wow.
Thank you.
I'm voting for you.
That's amazing. Thank you, Mayor. Just recognizing LGBTQ History Month. It was just in 2013 that there were the first gay weddings in New Jersey 2 days ago this month. I think it was, right?
What's day?
23rd, yeah, October 21st, 2013. I just wanted to recognize Paul Savoy and Steve Kamoulis, who were here to accept the proclamation, because they do so much in education and making sure that that history is shared. Paul Savoy serves as Supervisor of Special Education Services in East Orange. He's also a member of our Community Equity and Engagement Committee. And he's also a member of our Red Bank Borough School Board. And Stephen Kamoulis is a history teacher at Middletown High School South. He's a New Jersey Education Association Executive Committee member, Monmouth County and Middletown Township Education Association Executive Board member, and a design team ambassador for the NJEA Consortium for Representative Curriculum. We're truly blessed in Red Bank to have phenomenal residents that choose to live here and be wonderful representation. So thank you so much for being here and making that proclamation mean so much, and just giving it body and giving it soul, and for all that you do for the community every single day. And you know, Steve Camillas, he was one of my brother's favorite high school teachers as well.
Yeah.
Insofar as the resolution that we passed tonight, in regards to the possible, well, right now it seems like it'll be happening. RWJ Barnabas Health's relocation of Monmouth Medical Center from Long Branch to Tinton Falls. I never thought I would see the day that Hackensack Meridian would come and speak publicly at a council meeting about a resolution that speaks so much about universal health care.
Yeah.
And single payer healthcare. I urge all residents to read the body of that resolution and what this council is making a statement of in that. We may be just a little local municipality, but we want to make sure that you realize that we are bearing witness and that we are educated and that we do know what is going on with our healthcare system. So much of the conversation around what is going on with the moving of that hospital in Long Branch is about the healthcare desert that it'll create. And we included that in this resolution that we passed. Over 80% of Americans live in healthcare deserts. Why is that the case? The reason is because all of your healthcare is moving to places where people have money. And why is that? Because all of your healthcare is really for profit. Because they want to have the patients that are in a certain tier to get that money. And the reason why this whole issue is becoming so contentious is because all of these healthcare providers are fighting over the most wealthy patients, right? So that's really what this conversation is about at the end of the day. So I'm really proud to be a part of a governing body again. At this point, this town has had the luxury of having over a dozen elected officials, right? We've had now 13 elected officials that have stood and said that they are for universal single payer healthcare, right? I sat up here with 6 other elected officials at one point in time when we passed the first Medicare for All resolution in the state of New Jersey. And now there's 6 more people that are saying the same thing in Red Bank, New Jersey. I'm really proud of that. I'm really proud of that on the record. And, you know, people sometimes say things like, well, resolutions don't have any teeth. What do they matter? I think it matters a lot. I think it matters a lot. I never thought I would see today that I had a hospital, you know, government affairs person stand here and I said to them, and you read the resolution, right? And you saw that in the title, it says, and reaffirming the borough's endorsement of Medicare for all under the circumstances. And they said, yes, we read the resolution. That's a very big deal. So I'm extremely proud of us. Thank you, Mayor.
Mayor, I forgot to mention one thing.
Sure.
It's quickie. I just wanted to mention that my colleagues that I went to all of the school trustee board meetings, the school RBR, charter school last night, and also to Red Bank Borough Schools. Made some rounds. Try to go every so often. Just letting you know.
Cover the assembly we went to this morning.
Oh, yeah, I've got notes for you. Thank you, Ben. I want to give a quick shout out to our borough manager, Jim Gant, and his staff. I was able to pop into there was an employee health and wellness day. Was that yesterday or was that Wednesday?
Yesterday.
It was really great. A lot of great services offered to all the employees, and they juggled the schedule to really make time that everyone could get down there aside from the fun stuff like raffles, there was genuine focus on health and wellness, both mental health, physical health, as well as, financial advising. There was a lot of really nice things offered, and it sends a great message to all the borough employees that we care about them. So good on you, Jim.
Thank you, sir.
And today, Kate and I got to go to the elementary school for the Helper Day. It was myself, Kate was there both as deputy mayor and as a firefighter. There was a nurse from Hackensack. There was a policeman there from Red Bank, and Miss Sierra from the library was there. And it's always fun to hang out with a bunch of second graders.
It's the best.
I was kind of giving a little background about what we do, and a girl raised her hand and I said yes, and she said, "You're my neighbor."
Yes.
Yes, I am. So anyway, that's always fun. I love when the school calls. They call, when it's reading week, I get to come read to the kids. It's always fun getting over there. Yeah, great Halloween parade. I also want to just mention, because I don't think we have a meeting before it, but November 11th is Veterans Day. And the Elks, who are here, of course, hosting, as they do, one of their community barbecues afterwards. So if you're around, we'll have a little ceremony in Riverside Gardens Park, and then we'll pop over to the Elks, and the entire community is invited. I think that's all I got.
Jim?
Yeah.
Could I just say one
Oh,
more thing?
sure.
So Frank Malone is having a public hearing on our W.J. Barnabas Health Plan to move Monmouth Medical Center on October 29th at somewhere, Titten Falls, on the grounds of the former Port Monmouth. He's having a hearing and he wants the people to come out and talk about it. Do you know where it's at? I can look at this article.
I'm not sure if they,
It is an open hearing. Okay, October 29th,
Ocean
4 to
Place
6,
Resort.
Ocean Place Resort. So anyone who wants to go out and speak in defense of Monmouth Medical, please show up at that 4 to 6 at Ocean Place Resort. October 29th. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you. All right.
Hey, Mayor, first things first, wanted to thank you again for the mayor and council for approving the resolution awarding BlackRock Construction for the Linden Avenue project. So we're going to get that going. That's a fiscal year in 2024 grant that we received through DOT in the amount of $288,000. Obviously, there's a larger scope of the project beyond just the grant, but it's a little over a quarter mile of Linden Place that's going to see a lot of improvements, subsurface and roadway improvements, along with ADA accessible sidewalks and curbing replacement where it's needed. So thank you for that. As an annual thing, we go over the best practice inventory for the borough. It's something that you put through tonight, but it also requires a discussion from the manager about how the borough performed in that. And I think it's important to note that in the 2025 best practices inventory, there was a number of different topics that the borough is scored on: budget, capital projects, emergency services, environment, ethics, financial administration, insurance, lead remediation, opportunity zones, personnel, procurement, redevelopment, shared services, technology, transparency, and utilities. The borough, out of a total of 43.5 points, scored 42 points, which we had to just have 32 points or greater so that we can receive our full state aid, which they withhold a certain amount until you pass the best practice inventory. We've submitted that to the state. It's due tomorrow. So tonight is perfect for the presentation. And the borough scored very well in many of the different areas that are on the best practice inventory. And it's an opportunity for the borough to assess exactly how we're operating. And it gives the state, the Division of Local Government Services, vital information about the status of municipal government in the state of New Jersey as a whole. It gathers all that information from all the municipalities that are required to do this. So I wanted to present on that tonight. And did have one thing. Oh, I just want to let everybody know that I will be attending the International City Managers Association Conference this week coming up. Very excited about that, to interact with colleagues from around the world that operate cities around the world. So I think it's very good because there's a ton of great sessions that I plan to attend and bring information back from. Nancy, did you Did you have something already?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment as a Jamaican immigrant. You mentioned you got 42 out of 43 and a half. And I need to know what happened. How come we didn't get that point and a half?
Yeah.
I heard that all the time growing up.
Yeah, I believe it was actually a category, a scored category, because there's a number of scored and unscored categories. The unscored categories is a way for them to just gather information as to how municipalities are operating. We did well in the unscored categories too, but in the scored categories, I think it was a category that wasn't really relevant to the borough
Oh, okay.
and our operations. So
Got it.
something for us to work on, right? There's always something
It's
to
always
work on.
something, yes.
And just, Mayor, I do appreciate you plugging the Wellness Committee. They do a tremendous job for the employees here. Every employee of the borough was invited yesterday. And just a number of different services. I mean, me personally, I got my flu shot in this room. I got my cholesterol, my A1C checked. I got blood pressure done. We had food that was donated by a number of our different partners. There was chair massages for the employees. There was all sorts of services. And like you said, it's wellness through and through, from financial to actual physical wellness. So it's very important that we invest in our employees. And some of the feedback I got from the vendors in particular was that because Red Bank is doing this, so many other municipalities are seeing just how we do our fair and are picking up, and they're like, we're booked now in so many other municipalities that they're partners in. They're like, but we always hold the date for Red Bank because we want to be here first. So
that's great.
That's
it's
good.
good. I think it's great.
Great event. And don't
Thank you.
umbrellas.
Can I have a motion to adjourn?
Such a motion, Mr. Mayor.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We'll see you guys next time. Thank you.
We don't have to take session.
Nope.
All right, 20 to 8.
Or there.
Yeah, somebody might come back. It was face down.
Wash and dry.
Yeah, somebody.
And always come at.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome.
Thanks, bud.
He needs that.
Let me see here.
Yeah, I'll give it to.
Always have a right.